YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage back. Trying to tab back into Napoleon Total War, which it does not like with my broadcaster for some reason, so give me just a second. You usually have to hit it a few times to actually get tabbed back in. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Oh, come on. There we go. Finally got back in. Sorry about that. I don't know why Napoleon's kind of screwy that way. This last weekend we had a live stream on Napoleon Total War, and we can certainly do a live stream this weekend if you want. And I wanted to show you the replay of that land battle so I could get you in a little closer. And if you want, I could show you the replay of the naval battle as well. But it's a little longer. It was a good one. But yeah, it was a little longer, so I figured I'd just do the land battle because I could fit in and try and get you all some sweet close-ups of the combat in Napoleon Total War, which is actually very nice. This game looked very, very good. Nice addition to the Total War series, in my opinion, this one was. I think it's, again, unfortunate that Empire Total War wasn't released more this way. Definitely, you know, feel like there could have been maybe a little more time spent there in making Empire to have some of the effects and stuff that Napoleon did, but again, it was a great game. But, you know, I guess we all kind of experienced something similar between Rome 2 and Attila, where it seemed like, campaign-wise, that Attila had a lot of things that Rome 2 should have had as well. But, you know, whatever. Not much I can do about that at this point. So, yeah, Tabuk Mesa. It's got this kind of flat area in the center with some woods, and when you play on 4-player, it gets interesting because you actually deploy opposite of your teammate, which means that it turns into a potentially very messy fight. Here we've got some Austrian Grenzers moving up, and then the Austrians got a bunch of these Hungarian Fusiliers. Nice troops. He's got a Czech regiment and an Emperor's own. So these are more elite line infantry. And then his cavalry, he's got a fair number of Uhlans. Looks like 2 on each flank. His general is just a staff. And then the Prussian player has got some musketeers. I know there's a foot guard somewhere around here. There it is. He's got some Lancer Cav. Don't see a whole lot of other Prussian units at the moment. My teammate over here is Spain, his Arena Emperor. He's got some Corazoles. Hold on, let's see if I can get this right. Coraceros Españoles, which is a heavy cav. Very cool unit. It's kind of like a cuirassier. Very cool unit. And he's got some cheaper cav too, like Lanceros. The Austrian player, I decide to get very aggressive with him very quickly, and I take my British Light Dragoons on down into his Grenzers on a very nice downhill charge. You can even see some of those Grenzers go flying. And I'm just going to push on down, but he gets into squares, unfortunately, or else I could have caused some very massive disruption here. But the squares are going to force me to pull back. But he brings in his own charge to... Back here, there's some Uhlans moving their way up the hill. They're going to be moving rather slowly, fortunately for me, but they're going to come up on my flank and potentially cause me some grief. Whereas over here, Arena Emperor has done the same thing with his Coraceros Españoles. He's going to get some very nice kills onto these infantry who aren't in squares. And the Hussars going uphill won't do so well against this Spanish heavy cavalry. So he's going to get some very nice kills with his heavy cav here. Those are 2 Coraceros Españoles. And then I've got more cav that are going to be able to come over here and start threatening as well. So there's no shooting fight going on just yet. The Austrian cav finds its way into my flank, and I do not get into square, which is a major blunder on my part. But the Austrian infantry is trying to line up the fire, but their line of sight is rather obstructed, so it'll probably be less than effective for that unit. Potentially effective right here, but he isn't able to spread out much just yet. My guys are getting a little more spread out, and I should be able to fire more effectively into his men. And I'm getting very nice kills, just kind of opening up here, and you can see the sweet graphics. He's trying to move up into a better shooting position. You have to be very aware of terrain on this game. Over here, I've got my Light Dragoons into his Musketeers, and he's meleeed his Fusiliers downhill into the Prussian Musketeers, and he's caused some pretty severe damage so far. It looks like he sacrificed his Coraceros Españoles. They're just still here in combat, doing very, very well. And then now my British infantry is firing downhill into this mess. I'll be causing some friendly fire, but Arena Emperor is doing the same thing over here. The shooting fight can now begin with the Austrian, and one tactic that's pretty common in Napoleon and Empire is using your cavalry to disrupt enemy line infantry. he's fired his volleys into my infantry, and now my cavalry is going to be able to get into him, and he doesn't get into square. An infantry that's not in square will struggle quite a bit versus cavalry in this game, so this is going to be very bad for their morale. And then here, these guys are already losing the shooting fight to my British line. I bring up some light infantry, and I'm going to be able to get some point-blank shots here with my light infantry as well. And they're spread out and in loose formation. This is worked out pretty nicely for them, so I'll be getting some nice kills on the Austrians. But, I mean, this unit right here, this Czech regiment, is doing quite well. It's beating my line infantry here. I've got a line infantry here, though, that is firing on the Emperor's Own, which fortunately for me was temporarily distracted by a Spanish cav unit, this Lanceros. Very, very clutch by Arena Emperor, because otherwise that Emperor's Own would have messed me up pretty bad. I've got 2 chevrons on these 15th Hussars. Prussian has gone into melee combat with me over here, but a rear charge from these Coraceros is going to help get rid of them. Can't believe those guys are still alive. They have done a tremendous amount of killing in this battle. But the fight against the Austrian, this is where it starts to swing in my favor. His line infantry starts to break because of this cavalry attack, and the Hungarian Fusiliers are actually starting to be overwhelmed, and these are fresh reinforcements that I sent that I didn't need on the other side. So I'm actually now going to have a light infantry and a line infantry that's now going to start wrapping up the Austrian flank. So his general staff here is going to have to retreat or be shot. And it looks like be shot is the option because they have not retreated quick enough. So my lights here ought to put some shots into the general staff. Definitely not with the Austrian ones. So yeah, the line fight is heavily in my favor over there. And at this point, there's a lot of Prussian troops left, but their firing position is going to be disadvantageous. They're fighting uphill. They no longer have cavalry support. And they're going against some British line here, which are going to be quite good. Of course, the Prussian line's quite good as well. These Jaegers, probably not the best choice for this map. They're rifle units, they have 125 range, and they're never going to have a good line of sight on this map. So probably not the good unit here. Here, the line of sight's actually obstructing these units from actually shooting each other, which may be good if the foot guards actually waste their ammo. Because guard units can burn through their ammo rather quickly. We got even more Spanish line infantry up here, and then I've wrapped up the Austrian flank here. So definitely gone in my favor. The Czech regiment and these Grinzers still in the fight, but they're going down. The Grinzers not going to have great morale, so they're going to end up routing. Otherwise, they would have been able to shoot that out for a while longer. Foot guards crest the hill, and they're going to open fire on these Spanish troops. This is definitely a fight that the standard Spanish line infantry won't want to be a part of. But there are some Walloon guards over here, and these are some very cool elite Spanish troops. Sorry, it goes really slow when I zoom in. But yeah, you can see the Walloon guards firing, and I don't guess that there's a free camera in this game. Anyway, yeah, the Walloon guards are actually firing into the ground, I think, unfortunately. The foot guards, as you can see, they're gonna do some pretty serious damage. Over here, I've gone into melee with some musketeers. Got a nice downhill charge. So I should do fairly well in melee there. But I've got more troops coming in to reinforce. It's a light foot and a foot. And the foot guards here look like they want to get into melee combat. They are going to get shot point blank by Walloon guards. And going into melee combat with the Walloon guards is also going to be tricky. They're going to be a pretty powerful unit, though the foot guards get a very nice charge, like a bayonet charge. I think qualitatively the Walloon guards are better here in this fight, but the foot guards are. The Walloon guards have numbers, though, and I'm guessing that's going to play out here. Looks like it will. It's not over yet, though, so it is for all intents and purposes. I decided to give these Landwehr a good old-fashioned melee charge as well. They were brave enough to melee uphill into overwhelming force. I will grant them the dignity of dying by the bayonet rather than being shot. And the enemy general is now dead. One last Prussian unit here, which is another foot guard. That gets into melee with some of my King's German Legion. So, Germans fighting against Germans here. Some fighting for the crown of Britain. So, great game. It was a fun one. Tabuk Mesa is kind of a fun map. I enjoy this. And it looks like that we've gained the victory over our opponents here. So it was a fun match. I appreciate the folks joining the live stream. It's always fun for me to kind of go recap this stuff later for you all as well. Let's see, the 15th Hussars ended up with 92 kills for only 30 men, so 3-1, not bad. King's Legion Foot, 110, not bad. Let's see some of the other kills here. The Slight Foot got a fair number of kills. Dragoons, Light Dragoons racking up 49 kills as well. These ones over here didn't get as much in terms of kills because they went into the fight early. Interesting enough, interesting. So again, hope y'all enjoyed the battle. Good old Napoleon Total War, a lot of fun. Obviously I'll be on here again at some point, but just wanted to recap this for you so you could get some more close-ups than I was able to give you in the live stream. HeirofCarthage, signing off for now.